I'm going to share quite a very special uranium exploration story with you today, which is our Portland Creek project located in Newfoundland, Canada, on the northwest coast of Newfoundland. Our goal here, our primary goal, is to discover a high-grade uranium deposit. We are a focused uranium explorer. We are listed on the ASX. Our ticker symbol is I88. We have a dominant land position in Newfoundland with the Humber Tectonic Zone, and we've had incredible early exploration success. We have a high-grade soil anomaly defined at the moment with a peak assay result of 7.5% U3O8 in soils, basically on the surface, which is world record breaking. Undoubtedly, I believe this is the best early stage uranium exploration opportunity listed on the ASX and potentially on the planet right now. We have not been able to find any other comparable high grade soils of this nature in the history of uranium exploration to date. The closest thing we've been able to find as a peer comparison is some soils coming out of the Athabasca Basin. So very exciting times for the company. This anomaly has now been defined over an 800 metre by 100 metre scale, north to south, and it's open to the east and west. Our key priority here is to create exceptional value for shareholders by the drilling of our geochemical and structural targets to make a new high-grade discovery. Rolling through the company snapshot, the share price is currently sitting around 51 cents. We have 65.22 million shares on issue, very tightly held, given we only IPO'd in January this year. Our cash at 30th of June was 2 million. We have 3.4 million capital recently raised in August 24 off the back of these exceptional soil results. And we have high conviction with our senior board and management. We contributed 1 million of our own money to this recent raise. And our market capitalisation at the moment is sitting around 33 million AUD. In terms of the breakdown, just quickly, insiders comprise 65% of the company's register. We are a uranium-focused energy metals explorer. You can see here in this map overview our Portland Creek asset there. We originally listed with 4 lithium projects and 4 uranium projects. It has been a very quick progression in the sense that our flagship asset is now undoubtedly the Portland Creek Uranium Project with these exceptional early stage results, 7.5% U3O8 peak result. The amazing work that we're doing over there in country, this is all taking place within a uranium bull market, as you're well aware of, with the recent 16-year high of USD 106.50 per pound. We've seen some pullback. We're now sitting around 83, but given the tight nature of the uranium mineral market itself, in terms of size, it sits around 2.5 billion. It generally behaves price action-wise with some periodic pullbacks before taking additional legs up. And I think it's pretty clear with the cumulative supply deficit that we are potentially exhibiting or seeing one of these pullbacks play out right now. In terms of catalysts and upcoming events for the company, the key question we're trying to actually answer here with our maiden diamond drill program, which we're now fully underway with planning, is whether or not we have multiple undiscovered uranium deposits at our Portland Creek project. Our diamond drilling is now well underway for plan and permitting. We also have an expanded UAV magnetic survey, which is designed to basically look at the subsurface geology and potential structures underlying the additional soil anomalism that we have defined in our phase 2 exploration. We're well funded to conduct maiden diamond drilling, and we're targeting high-grade uranium discovery. This is a lovely photo from the Portland Creek Uranium Project looking down into the fault scarp. That fault system is one of the most prolific systems I've personally seen in my exploration career. I'm an exploration geologist, and when I first went to site to look at this project, I was amazed. It's quite incredible. You can actually see in that wave some alteration sitting along that fault surface there. This is our special Talus prospect with these stunning assays grading 7.5% U3O8. For context, for any of those who aren't in the uranium sector, 200 ppm is currently being stockpiled by Paladin Energy in Africa right now. We have close to 75,000 ppm. So in terms of order of magnitude, these are just absolutely incredible. Really a special thing we've got right here. So the top 8 results you can see there with IRA 0022. Now, just for context, we had to put 2 ASX releases out. It's actually a really nice problem to have. The first assay results were so high, the laboratory couldn't detect how high they were, the assay machines. So we had to run an additional protocol to be able to see above the over limit. It was a very nice problem to have, and it took our share price from 14 cents to $1.03 very quickly. So we know our background, uranium readings are now sitting around 5 ppm U3O8. So for context, this peak result is roughly 15,000 times the background of that 5 ppm. The $1 million question, potentially a multi-million or billion-dollar question, which hopefully we will explain soon with our diamond drilling, is there an undiscovered high-grade uranium deposit sitting right next to that anomaly? What's really special about this from a geological perspective, these results are all coinciding with 3 quite nice looking major faults, which are coming off that main fault system, which we saw in the photo before. These are converging on each other, and there's a shear zone which is running north-south. To see these symptoms overlie the soil anomaly is a very exciting thing. This is now a nice map looking at the actual exploration corridor which we control, our main area of interest currently. If you see that zoomed in area, that was the previous image before, but now this is stretched out. And what's fantastic with our phase 2 soil sampling, we've been able to identify other high-grade zones multiple kilometres out. That area down there in the southwest, for instance, we've got peak results of 1,600 ppm, which is 1.5 kilometres away from that area. And we've got other areas in the southeast and to the north. This is all occurring within a massive 3.2 kilometre radiometric anomaly. And we've got this very favourable geology, which consists of a demagnetised post-tectonic granite thrust over the top of a carbonate sedimentary sequence. What's really exciting about this is the Key Lake deposits in the Athabasca region set within the southeast of the Athabasca Basin were discovered in a very similar setting to this, in the sense that they had a altered granite and that was thrust over the top of a carbon-rich sediment. While we don't know how much carbon is in our sediment horizon, our Newfoundland geologists have interpreted that this demagnetised granite is thrust over the top of a sediment package. So if we do intersect at depth a reduced horizon with a fault running through it, we do have the potential to discover a high-grade system here. We are certainly in the running for it, which is great. The surface geochemical surveys and UAV magnetics, our very methodical approach has been fantastic, and it's made this whole process very effective in identifying the potential sources of these highly anomalous results. And we're certainly going to be focusing on that main 3 converging and that high-grade anomaly with our maiden diamond drill program. Now, with soil anomalies, everyone who are technicians in the space, they often ask, well, has it been transported? And look, with these kind of results, this is a question you definitely want to try and answer very quickly. And so what I did was reach out to one of the world's preeminent glacial geologists, or glockers, as I would, jokingly say, Dr. Ross from Waterloo University. And he took our data, and what he found was, by looking at the surface geology mapped by the government, and also looking at our LiDAR data, which we collected internally, and Google Earth imagery, he was able to ascertain that the risk of this soil anomaly being transported is very, very low, if close to zero. And the reasons why he presents quite nicely on this slide. Firstly, the actual anomaly is set within colluvium, which has been mapped by government geologists. And secondly, the location of where this anomaly sits is at a high average sea level marine limit, and it's completely separate to the main hydraulic gradient which rolls through there. So it's fantastic to see. This gives us high confidence before we move into drilling this target in the near future. We definitely have regional upside. We initially started with the two mineral claims, which we staked and put into the company towards the end of our IPO process. We now have a cumulative 149 square kilometres under control. We do have data, which you can see within this image here, which suggests that there actually may be uranium mineralisation existing outside the talus prospect itself. We've now got 4 additional areas of interest, which you can see here. The radiometric anomalism identifies that nicely. So we have regional exploration upside outside of our main target area. As I've said before, we have potential for a major greenfields discovery. There are multiple geological indicators here. It started off with, an unexplored origin, being curious. You don't know what you don't know. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. These highly anomalous stream sediments and historical radon gas anomalies set within this massive 3.2 kilometre radiometric anomaly proved a very compelling exploration region to pursue for the company. We can now see that we have high-grade uranium mineralisation within the primary fault system, which is shown in that image. In fact, that's alteration there, and some of those pink boulders in front of that potentially mineralised fault scarp are actually high grade in excess of 1,000 ppm and 5 metres by 5 metres in size, so very substantial. We also know that the secondary structures are coincident with the stunning uranium soil geochemistry with the peak 7.5% U3O8 result. We're now preparing to complete maiden diamond drilling at Portland Creek. Newfoundland is definitely a Tier 1 underexplored mining jurisdiction. The Portland Creek Uranium Project is set within this mining province, and uranium is registered on the Newfoundland government's critical minerals list. The government is actually paying Infini to do exploration out there, which is quite amazing. We applied for a JEA grant, and we received that. We're expected to receive 150,000 Canadian, up to 150,000 Canadian in return for some of the money we've already put in the ground. There are other active uranium explorers in this part of Canada, and one of the well-known ones is Paladin Energy with the high-grade Michelin project in Labrador. Portland Creek itself is a historical mining region with a strong, rich history. In fact, 15 kilometres to the north-northwest, there was Daniels Harbour high-grade mine in operation. This story, which is very special, it's very unique. It's incredible for the company to have this asset. It's a quickly evolving exploration story. It's 100% owned and royalty-free because we staked it. It has a favourable geological setting, which I defined earlier. We've got excellent access to the local labour, site accommodation and services. And there's been a sporadic and unfocused round of exploration in the past, and I do think that's due to the location, the climate, some poor uranium pricing, and potentially the inability for our geologists to test new exploration models. We're certainly not conforming, and we're letting the rocks tell us what to do, which I think is very important when you're dealing with these when you're in the exploration game in general. We were fast-tracked. We synthesised the historical data, and we were able to save shareholders a lot of money, and hence we've been able to advance this project very quickly, and we're now in the process of finalising our diamond drill program and getting it permitted by the government. Recapping the catalyst, given the context and the scale of this of these early stage exploration results with the soil geochemistry, the big question we're trying to answer here is, are there multiple undiscovered uranium deposits? Diamond drilling will help us define that at the Talus prospect. The other catalysts here, as I mentioned, we've got the UAV magnetics. We're well funded, of course, and we're doing this work all within incredible uranium price, environment. Energy solution, I won't dwell on this. I think we all know the macro. We're in a bull market, and we've got the cumulative supply gap. So that's a very nice image which shows that, of course, with the development of AI and other different reasons, that base energy, nuclear is definitely going to have a strong place in the years to come. Thank you for listening, if you'd like to follow any of our news, you can go to these links. They're all embedded, and follow our story, and our contact details are there as well. Thanks for having me. Cheers.